the way things are really going. The way things are really going. Here you have this particular sister. You see the third eye. You see the dreadlocks, which represents melanin, because you know that that's melanated, that nappy hair, which is the spiral double helical structure, which is DNA. You see the DNA in the hair. And then you see this demon. This is not really a demon per se, that this is a demon as far as coming out of her, but what it means is this. This shell that we have is conducive, but it's a container for higher energy on the third dimension. This energy is so powerful until it's just no different than electricity. So the energy will blow you up and blind you and do all kinds of stuff, burn you up. So they have to bottle it and put it in a container so it can be conducive to this artificial realm. You understand where I'm coming from? Well, what is happening here is our energy is so powerful, which I say, hell, this is the same energy right here, the chaos energy. So what's happening is, when it is shown on this realm, it is showing you how powerful it is. And in this realm, when we see these demons, we're literally seeing our higher self. It is just that this realm that we are on is not conducive for that particular energy. So it shows up looking like this. But this container protects you, makes it pleasant for you to see. Now, outside of this realm, this would look like this. It's just because this realm here, you understand where I'm coming from? So this is a key thing coming from England, a picture coming from England, but beyond the brain. And each one of these lines in here is actually saying some things. This is a key thing, but it's showing you the power of us on the inside. Now, it's interesting because when the Europeans see this, you see, most people that was in the service, most people who was in the service that went to Asia, mainly Japan, most people that was in the service that went to England, that went to Japan, they say that the Japanese are scared of us. They call us the devil. They think we're the devil. Think that we're the devil. And basically, this is what the European literally experienced by coming in contact with you. That he's not a racist. It's just that his energy cannot take the certain energy that you give off. That's how powerful you are. You see what I'm saying? It can't take your certain energy. Certain energies, hell, you can't take no iron and throw it in no fucking bathtub. You're gonna have some eruption. So what you was calling racism, in actuality, you're talking about an energy field. So it's innate. Otherwise, when they learned about racism in the 60s, and we called them on it, there's no way in hell that the 1990s could come about and they would revert back to the same thing and call it conservatism, or the right, or they call it the right side of it and the left, the right wing. That means that they only use the racism as a political tool and a utility, or what they would call the liberalism. It's more of a political agenda more than it is changing a person's nature. You see what I'm saying? I can work with them, and I can do this kind of thing. So what we got here, they went through what is called a behavioral modification. That's like a damn cat learning how to swim. You understand what I'm saying? And a dog learning how to damn go to the fucking kitty litter box. We're talking about a behavioral modification where you're trained to behave in a certain fashion, but that's not your nature. So what has happened is they had a behavioral modification. And in actuality, what you think is not racism. That's the term, and I think this was a term that the white boy invented to make it political so you can't get behind the real frequency. You see what I'm saying? It's more than racism. We talk about energy fields and actual nature. That's why the white woman wrote the book Psychic Self-Defense, Dionne Fortune. And in there she talk about the pathology of coming in contact with non-human contact. And she said soulless people in human bodies. And she said you got 4 currents. The human man got 4 currents, And the non-human has two, which is talking about a lower level. And when you come into the non-human contact, shuts down your two. Now this is white people dealing out of their occult. And she was no slowly either. This woman was trained in our science coming out of the damn British Museum. They knew our shit. So we're not talking about no Rudy Poon stuff here. We're talking about advanced people in the late 1800s. Dion Fortune. Psychic self-defense. Dion Fortune. You see what I'm saying? Pathology of non-human contact. You see. So they can't take our energy. You see, they can't take our energy, which I'll read in a few minutes on how when by the time the Europeans took over the church in early Rome, you was perceived as the devil, and the person that they was talking about was you, and the images that they would see. So we talk about an energy when it automatically comes in contact with each other. We talk about a hatred. Now they can learn to go against that energy, but it's only a utility. That's no different than you not necessarily like your boss that you got to go to work, take shit just to get a paycheck. That's the same thing we talk about, where you abide by laws. You see what I'm saying? Most of the laws in the United States make no sense, but you abide by them anyway. Don't even question them. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're dealing with here when we're dealing with this particular concept. So this particular energy here that we're dealing with here.
Leash came to me about 2.5, 3 years ago. I uploaded to my YouTube and I was trying to explain back then. I had a few people who gave me a little information that helped out a lot. When she came to me, she told me everything. She told me how I looked. She told me what to draw. I have been trying to explain to so many people who I am. And a lot of people think I'm crazy. Even some of the ones who say they conscious or awoke. Those be the main ones that really think that you're crazy. So how conscious are you really? My brother, he passed away July 29th, 2020. And even though I know he's not dead, it's still really hard to deal with. I've been going through a lot, up and down, all the time. But it's getting better. And before he passed away, he would come over my house almost every day. And the first thing you see when you walk in my house is my artwork. And the first piece of work you might notice first is Gleesh. That's what everybody noticed when they walk in. Everybody asks me, well, who was that? You know. And I'll tell them. And, you know, my brother, you know, he used to say, sis, who is that? What's that? Why they look so mean? Why they look so evil? And I would tell him, you know, that's me and my higher self. And I was real surprised because, you know, I thought he would be shocked or, you know, like, what do you mean? But he really didn't say anything. He just took it in and he was like, well, why would you look like that? I was like, because that's how we look. I said, in your higher self, you don't look like that. You know, and he just kind of like, you know, okay, and, you know, that was that. You know, I talked to him about a lot of things, you know, over the last couple years, so he knew some things before he left his avatar, and that I'm very grateful about, you know, that I was at least able, you know, to let him know who he is, you know, who we are as the original people. even though he still hesitated sometimes and didn't want to hear it. But most of the time, he did. But I don't want to get off the subject. So, I know who a lot of you are. I have seen you in many and many past lives. I know you very well. I know who you are in your higher self, even if you don't. And I know your name. And, I just, for a while now, I just been wanting to talk to my people, about the astral realm, astral traveling, past lives, because I want to know who knows me, who has seen me. What did you see? Do you know anything about me, It's time to talk about these things. It's time to share these things with each other. And, a lot of the time when I bring it up, it gets blown off, and I'm just tired of that, And it's hurtful, because I mean no disrespect at all about anything. And I'm not trying to bring up something to be funny or anything like that. I'm very serious. So I just hope, at some point in time, we're able to all come together and talk about this, because it's very important that we know, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know who you are, I'll be able to share that with you, and tell you things that I know about you in past lives and things like that. Maybe we can put something together and come up with something and find out who we all are to each other or something like that, Soon these energies about to hit. And, we gonna know anyway. But there ain't nothing wrong with trying to figure it out now. Or even months ago. I've been talking about this for a while. I've been trying to talk to people about it, and don't nobody really want to talk to me about it. But it's okay, because I still love my people. But I just want to share this small clip with Bobby Hemmett, because he explains it well, and it's very short. I love when it's short and straight to the point. And, for those of you that, who didn't understand, maybe you'll have a better understanding now of who we really are and that we don't look like this. We are the Damons. So, yeah, I just want to come share that with y'all. And, like I was saying, hopefully, there's a better understanding now. And hopefully we all can come together and talk about this, because it's very important. Peace and love.